Hey, I forgot a couple of things in the previous video, so I thought it'd be appropriate to make this a two-parter. I was talking about my situation. I was contemplating a friend who put up a YouTube video, Nina, her situation. I was contemplating those things, and I was talking about, the idea of being a bad person and realizing that actually, in fact, you are a bad person, and that becoming the first step to becoming a good person, which everybody's capable of. Every last person on earth, to include Hillary Clinton, all right? And anybody. And that's why human beings are special. And that's why each and every one of them should be acknowledged for having the right of wanting to live and maybe speak what's on their mind and in their heart. All right, we're talking about those two situations, my situation and Nina's situation, and I feel compelled to go a little bit further. And I want to speak generally because I think perhaps a message will help people, some people out there. Nina, she seems to be, if I'm not mistaken, not in love with this guy, and she's living with them, she's engaged with them, and stuff like this. He's paying these bills and stuff like that. All right. She feels bad because she feels like she's using him in that regard, and so she feels kind of bad. She doesn't love this person though. She doesn't respect this person. All right. And like I talked about a little bit in the previous video, I am of the perspective that she's not in control of any of this. She's not in control, and neither am I for that matter. Neither is anybody else for that matter. Of who you like, you're not in control of that. Who you love, you're just not in control. Who you respect, you don't control that. It happens. It just happens automatically, right? So that's why I suggested, the best bet is to call it off. Thing is, about a woman especially, is when she realizes that she doesn't, it is over. There's no, you can work on it all you want, and you can work on it for decades and decades. It's not going to work. All right. And I wanted to point that out. And I know, it's a situation that's not so easily resolved and stuff like that. I know I'm just speaking, and that's very easy to do. All right. But I wanted to point that out and be pretty firm about it. Thing is, what I also wanted to point out from Nina's descriptions, and the thing is, I only use her descriptions because I only have her descriptions. I don't have his point of view. But from her description, Nina, her guy who she's engaged with, her fella, what I had to tell you is that he acts in a way that she doesn't find very appealing, all right? And she made a number of examples. He acts in a certain kind of way that she does not find attractive, if you will, all right? Those, I have to guarantee for everybody out there, those ways in which he is acting are the ways in which his mother acts. All right. So if I never met his mother, Nina, maybe she's met his mother, maybe she hasn't. All right. Even if she hasn't, she needs to know that's exactly how his mother is. All right. And it goes for him, not only him, but every single man on earth. Right? If you find them doing these sort of things that she describes, and what I had to do is just to be very general, very brief. He's acting in certain kind of ways that are very feminine, all right? And Nina, she's reacting to those feminine ways kind of in disgust. She's repelled by them, all right? And she doesn't like them. It's like in her gut. Innately, she does not like them. She does not like those things. She's turned off by them. She should be, because it's feminine in nature. And she's not programmed as a human being in general, as a woman. She's not programmed to respond well to those characteristics of a lady. And that's what I got to tell you. He's acting exactly just like his mother. All right, and that's the problem. That being said, I'm not here to point my fingers at certain people all day and be like, oh, that's the bad guy. He's acting like his mother. I too went through something similar. I wasn't maybe, who knows how my wife would describe me, my ex wife? Who knows? I really couldn't tell you, but I gotta say, I never found myself acting so feminine as what Nina is describing necessarily. Like, I've never really been very big on talking about myself or talking in general until I started this YouTube thing. All right. But however, the reason my whole marriage fell apart, and maybe it fell apart since day one, who knows, is because I did not realize I was acting like my mother in many ways. All right. It wasn't until after the fact, that it was all said and done that I realized that was what was happening. Right. And that I couldn't even control it. I couldn't recognize it. I couldn't see what I was doing. I had no idea what I was doing. I was acting just like my mom, and it was nuts. And that's why my marriage fell apart. It's like it's completely my fault. I'll put it 100%. Definitely, it's definitely my fault. But that was the problem, right? And I meet many men out there. I've seen and met many men out there who, without ever meeting their mother, I know exactly how their mother acts. And it is disgusting, dude. I meet these men, and you meet them, and you know just what their mother is like without ever having met their mother. And it's disgusting. Right? Unfortunately for them, but the thing is, kind of fortunately for other people, is you realize, okay, I didn't know what I was doing. As a man, I had no clue. All right? I was acting like my mother, and that's disgraceful. You start to realize things about yourself. You might put yourself on the path of trying to reverse engineer that, trying to turn away from those characteristics that in fact will drive a lady off, because she does not want a woman, she wants a man. All right? If you go down the path that I went down, you realize that you're going to have to forgive, all right, especially your parents. If you don't want to act like your mother, then you must forgive your mother. All right? A lot of people don't even want to admit it to themselves that they resent their mother in certain ways. All right, but they do. And it's because of their resentment of their mother that they in turn start to act like their mother, because it's a weird part of humanity, and in that you start to act like who you resent. All right? I hope I didn't lose everybody out there, but you start to act like your mother when you resent your mother. That's what happens. You need to forgive your mother. All right, because she tried her best. All right, she might not have been very equipped to, handle the situation, but you need to forgive your mother. All right, and when you do that, you realize, okay, you should probably forgive your father as well, because it's kind of a two-parter. You forgive the parents, and then you realize, well, all their ways, they tried their best, but they simply didn't know what they were doing. And they should be forgiven. You therefore in turn get forgiven by God. All right? And then you could start to live your life the way that you always were meant to. As a man, you were never ever meant to be like your mother in any way, in any regard. You never meant to do that. She teaches you how to be nurturing and stuff like that. She teaches you how to be affectionate. Everybody understands that. All right, so a mother is very important. But as a man, you were always supposed to be like your father. Period. You were supposed to be like a man. All right, and the lady, she, no matter what, no matter how liberal or whatever, no matter how politically correct this lady is, she's going to always want a man. She's never going to want a lady. She's never going to respect a lady, even if her man is a man, but he's kind of a lady. She's not going to respect it. All right, and there's nothing he could do about it. He simply doesn't know any better. Well, I'm going to finish off this video, but just to let you know, the guy in question that Nina is engaged to, he does not know any better. And men in general simply do not know any better. They do not realize what they're doing. They don't realize how it looks. They don't realize how feminine they're being until they realize they've been carrying resentment for their mother. They need to forgive their mother and start acting like a man, actually. Right? And there ain't nothing Nina could do about it. Nothing ladies could do about it. Unfortunately. They just need to find a man who acts like a man. And when they do, they'll have no choice but to fall in love and live happily ever after. Something like that. Anyways, I'll holler at you. It's October the 14th, 2018. It's a beautiful Sunday afternoon. Alright. And I'll see what I can get done. I'll holler at y'all a little bit later.